This is Transformers96 here with another video review. This time we have Star Wars from The Last Jedi from Funko Pop, the Praetorian Guards. This is all three of the Praetorian Guards. There's obviously three in the film, and Funko has made all three. They made one just regular in the actual Last Jedi series, and then two of them are Walgreens exclusive. And so yeah, so let's get started on them. So these are obviously, they're very similar designs in the movie, of course. I am a big fan of the Praetorian Guards. I'm very looking forward to seeing them in the film. At this very moment, I am wearing a Praetorian Guard shirt, no joke. So yeah, so I'm extremely excited for these characters. So I did want to get all three. You know, I didn't originally plan to get all three of these, but when I found the two Walgreens exclusive ones, they look so nice. I decided to buy them, and then of course I'm only one off, and the one that I didn't have was the easiest one to find and the cheapest one. So I decided, hey, why not just get them to complete the team. But let's go over these together. As you can see, they all are in a relatively similar stance. What would have been really nice is if they were all posed. You know, sometimes Funko does do poses for their figures. I would have loved to see that because they're all in pretty standard, just standing there positions, which is a shame, especially since these characters are hand-to-hand fighters essentially. So it would have been very cool if they were in some sort of stance. As far as the way that they are, the bodies are the exact same on all of them. I would assume the only thing that's different are the arms. As far as the left arm, it's the same on these two. And then their right arm is very much the same, although they're holding different weapons, of course. This is interesting. This is the longer spear. I've actually never seen this Praetorian Guard have this. You know, like none of the figures of that Praetorian Guard come with that spear. That spear is usually given to this Praetorian Guard, so it's strange that he has that there. As far as the whip's concerned, that whip is mainly seen with this Praetorian Guard, although the figure arts versions of these characters do give the whip to all three of them. But I think that in the movie, this Praetorian Guard is going to mainly handle the whip. He'll probably have the spear, it'll get knocked out of his hand, and he'll take out the whip. That's my guess as to why that Praetorian Guard seems to have both of those weapons. And then, of course, the one that has the most unique helmet does include the double blades, which can attach and form like a longer blade. Obviously not seen in this figure, but in the movie that is the case. So the bodies, you know, all relatively similar, and unfortunately all just kind of standing there. Their bases are, of course, your standard Funko Star Wars Pop bases. I do like them. I like the fact that the Star Wars ones come with bases. I wish that they all did. That would be really nice if they all came with these exact same bases, but on the front, these said Star Wars, you know, some would say Marvel or whatever. They'd have the logo of the film that they're from. That would be really nice. And of course, because these are Star Wars ones, they are, of course, bobbleheads, which is okay. You know, what's nice about them being bobbleheads is they're a little heavier than your average pop, but I'm not a big fan of the bobblehead function, so. And apparently they really only do it because of the licensing issues. Going over the helmet on just this standard version, put these two back there. The helmet is quite nice. It's relatively plain. I'm not a big fan of this one's helmet in general in the movie, but it is still pretty cool. It's got like a half circle at the head and like a fencing guard section down here, and it's very rectangular as far as it just kind of goes down. It does look very nice, though. I do like it. Going over this one, he has the very unique one that obviously is more samurai-ish, I would say. Has this top section piece that comes down, which I think looks very cool. I like the way that it flings out to the side a lot more on this, and then kind of goes up to the hat piece. But that does look very cool. And then my personal favorite Praetorian Guard is this one. I do like this one quite a bit. Love the pointed section over here. In the movie, like, the point does come out pretty far. And Funko obviously exaggerates her proportions, especially in the head. So I would have liked to see them go even more extreme with this. Have it point out maybe like to here. That would be really cool. It would have been nice if they went a little more extreme. Unfortunately, they didn't, though. Do like how flat the back of his head is, though. That looks cool. I don't know if it's just on my copy, but on his weapon here, the whip section, there's many sections that are black. That just don't have the silver paint, which is very annoying. So I don't know if that's just my copy or if that is the case on a lot of other versions. But it's kind of weird and annoying. You know, I don't like the way it looks. I'm tempted just to paint over it with silver myself, actually. Overall, though, these are all very neat and very fun. I do like the design of the Praetorian Guards, of course, and these obviously very much represent them. Well, again, I think that these definitely could have been better as far as them being in poses. I think these characters lend themselves to that, and to make them all a little bit more different, it would be a lot cooler if they were in some sort of poses, or at least like stances, you know, like had a leg out and maybe had their arms up with the weapons. That would be very cool, you know, something like that. That would have been really nice. Overall, though, these are all very fun, and yeah, I was able to get 2 of them in stores at Walgreens because they're Walgreens exclusives, and I was able to get that middle one for $8 on eBay. Very nice to have the set. Before I go though, let me show you a little comparison with my other Praetorian Guard figures. So just wanted to give you a view of my Praetorian Guard collection all together. Here's all my Praetorian Guards at the moment. They all look very cool together, and the pops even look cool with the other figures. They all have such a simple design that they really do all fit in together, and obviously they're all mainly just one color, so they look very cool as a set. So there you go. Let me know what you guys think of these three Praetorian Guards from Funko Pop, and thanks so much for watching.